showcasing a game I just built called King's Greed. It's a blockchain-powered game built on the Algorand blockchain and uses real-world assets to incentivize in-game actions. This is the home page, and there's not a whole lot of information on this page. It's more here for cinematic effect. But pretty much you use characters that you create to try to hold the throne, and if you hold the throne you get a share of what's in the King's Greed smart contract. So this homepage just has a few little things, a couple videos to try to get someone into the mindset of King's Greed. So we'll take a look at the rules section of the site. And so before you can play, you have to create a character. And so you choose a race, class, and equip any items that you have. Currently there's just one item for the game, which is the iron short sword. And then you can, once you create your character, you can see your character in the play section. When you're in the game, you can use the WASD keys to move around on the grid. It's kind of a chessboard-like arena that you battle in. You can press Q and E to use your character's abilities. And once you press Q or E, you target the ability with the mouse cursor. The goal of the game is to hold the throne and get a share of what's in the contract in the native currency algo. So every minute the timer will tick, and that will apply regen to characters and also pay out whoever is currently sitting on the throne, which is equal to 1/100th of the algo stored in the contract. Also, if you slay another character, you'll get 1 algo, and you'll also get the items that that character brings or is equipped to that character. You can make alliances, but only one character can sit on the throne, so be wary of people trying to backstab you and hold the throne themselves. I do plan to release more races, classes, and items and adjust what the map looks like. But currently the game is in beta, so there might be, right now I'm trying to get some play testing done on the game and see what kind of bugs can be fixed and make sure the foundation is solid before expanding on the game. And so yeah, we're gonna start by creating a character. So in this character creation screen, you can select your race, your class, and any items that you have equipped. You can also, before you do that, you're going to have to connect your Algorand wallet here at the top right with this yellow wallet pull out button. So you'll click that and connect your wallet. And so we're going to create a character, so we'll select human, and here are all the base stats for the human race. And then we'll select the class being warrior, and this will show what kind of stat bonuses the warrior will give you. And then over here we can see that there are 2 items that we can equip in the right hand, and those those items are, I just have an iron short sword. I have 2 iron short swords, so I can equip one of them. And it will give me +2 to 4 on my hit and convert the damage type to slashing, and then it has a bleed chance of 25%, and it will reduce my speed because it will weigh my character down a little bit. So we'll click that. You can see my speed is lowered when I equip that. And then below here are the moves associated with the warrior class. So I have stab, and this is the damage it can do in slashing, and it has the bleed chance because I equipped the iron short sword. And then I have the war cry, which is a chance to apply strength to characters around my character. So this is a self-cast ability, so you can only target yourself and it'll apply the effects, percentage of the effects to the area around my character. This stab move is a target that can be targeted in a square around the character. And you can see if I unequip my weapon, I get my speed back, but also the move now just uses my fist, so it's not doing slashing, it's doing bludgeon, and the bleed effect's gone. So I'll equip my sword again, and see it changes to slashing and gives me a bonus on the hit. And then also it'll show you the range and energy and mana uses for these moves. So we'll create this character, we'll name him Bob, and click create. So right now it is generating my character. It uses AI to generate it, so it takes human, warrior, and any items that you have equipped and feeds that into the AI so that your character will look kind of how you created him. And so this will take a little bit to generate, but I wanted to do it this way so that when I add new classes and races and items, it'll be able to make kind of any character that I feed into it, which makes it a lot easier to add new characters and classes and items. So once it's generated, you can sign the transaction, and this transaction will send the iron short sword to the wallet, and 3 algo. 2 algo will go into the King's Greed smart contract to add to the amount that's divvied out, and then 1 algo goes to my wallet to pay for AI services and the cost of running the app. So I'll sign this transaction. So it looks like it was successful. And so we'll go into the play section. And this is the game board. So this is a timer that ticks every minute. Here's the throne. Here's another character that's in the game. And you can scroll over them to see some of their stats and moves. And then if you go to the bottom, it'll show the character that you just created. So this is Bob. He has the iron short sword, and you get a standing sprite, a walking sprite, and then 2 sprites that show the move that's being performed. So it's 1 algo to enter your character into the arena. So let's sign that transaction. And now that he's entered, here he is. And so I can use the WASD keys to move around. And so when you see how he moves around, each time you move it'll cost 1 energy. And it'll show the move icon when I move, and then once my character's off cooldown, he'll go back to his idle standing icon. So you can move as long as you're not on cooldown or anything. So I'm gonna move up here, kind of making my way towards the throne. So I'm gonna keep moving, and you'll see my energy's ticking down as I move. And when this bar resets, you see I got my energy back because I have 5 energy regen, so it'll restore 5 energy every minute. So we'll try to use this war cry ability by pressing E and then clicking anywhere because it automatically targets myself. So it'll show war cry. Looks like I got +4 strength in from that. And then also my hit went up because this hit scales with my strength. And then this 4 strength in is what I have right now, and then that will tick down every time the timer ticks. So I'm going to continue moving across here, and I see there's a character up here, so I want to go take this dude out because he's threatening my reign here. And so I'm going to use my Q, which is my stab, and target this guy. So it hits him for 11, and my cooldown's up, so I'm going to hit him again, 10, and I'm going to try to take him out here. So I killed him there. And then in my wallet, I just got 1 algo, because that's how much you get when you slay an enemy. So I'm going to continue making my way up to the throne. So I made it to the throne, and then this timer is ticking, so since I'm holding the throne and the timer ticked, then see it says I got 2.54 algo. So that was 1/100th of whatever algo is in the contract. So as people create characters or enter the arena, it'll add algo into the contract and build up the pool so that whoever holds the throne will get a bigger and bigger share. But then also as someone is holding the throne, it'll give them algo, but then the next time it'll be maybe less because some of the algo was taken out. So the timer just ticked and the stats were adjusted, and I got my reward for sitting on the throne. And so this is kind of like a strategy game that was built on Algorand, where you can use items such as the iron short sword to modify your character. And in the future, I want to have different races and classes and items so you can further and further customize what you want your character to be. And I'm sure later on there'll be different strategies such as range characters, mage characters, different types of armor that will prevent damage, you can see that -1 strengthen that was my strengthen running out because I used that war cry ability. So there'll be different moves and effects. Right now I just have bleed and strengthen. So right now we're just trying to get the foundation in place so that we can expand on this game even more. But yeah, I'm looking for people to test out the game and break it and figure out how it can be improved, if the smoothness can be improved, or just kind of needs play testing to eke all the bugs out of it. But there's a real world incentive to playing the game if you're successful at it, because you can maybe get a share of the whatever's in the King's Greed contract by holding the throne or slaying characters or potentially other things that get added to the game. Another thing that you should look at is the details on the King's Greed smart contract, such as how to find it with its application ID, and some of the details on it. You can see different payments that have been going in and out of it, and check out the application address. You could see how much is in the contract to get an idea of how much you might get paid for holding onto the throne. These NFTs in here are people that have equipped items, and the contract will hold the item. And then if the person is slain by another character, then that character will be able to claim those items over here in the collect page. Because the character I just slayed didn't have any items, then there's no items to claim here. But if you slay someone with an iron short sword, then you should be able to collect it in this page. But yeah, you might want to look at the algo coming out of here, or the algo coming into here, and you could get a sense of kind of what the flow of the application, what comes in, what comes out. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to showcase this app because I do a lot of building on Algorand. I'm very much interested in blockchain technology and building decentralized applications, and yeah, I'm continuously looking into smart contract technology and how you can build apps that more people feel like they have a deeper involvement into. And it kind of opens up ways people can invest into different games and get rewarded from those investments. So yeah, if you have any ideas of building games on Algorand or building strategy-like games, then I'd love to hear it, and maybe we could work together to make that a reality.